Hi, my name is Jules Phillips, and I'm a student at Fortune Society studying to get my high school equivalency diploma. This cycle, we spent a lot of time talking about conflict between countries, conflict between states, and conflict within ourselves. We studied the Civil War and learned about different issues the North and South were fighting over. We also studied World War I and learned about how militarism and patriotism can make conflicts escalate to another level. We even visited and went hiking in Inwood Hill Park, a historical landmark of conflict between Native Americans and Dutch, and then between the Americans and British. There is also a clash or conflict between preserving nature versus modernizing, as the slow removal of wetlands is preventing our water from being filtered and causing a lot of plant life to suffer. All these historical and scientific methods reflect in our lives as we deal with beefs between each other, our buildings and our blocks on a daily basis. We learn about restorative justice and how to deal with conflict within our class through circles, a process of giving everyone a chance to share how they feel with a talking piece so all of our voices can be valued. Marlon Peterson, Director of Community Relations at Fortune, visited our class and did a workshop on gun violence in our communities and understanding the root cause of this problem. There is no point in studying these conflicts without learning from our history and figuring out how to address these struggles by taking action. One way we dealt with this daily conflict in our lives was bringing relaxation and reflection into our day by doing yoga once a week. This really helped us clear our minds and recharge to deal with daily issues. A lot of conflict in our lives came from issues related to money. We visited a job readiness workshop led by CUNY and learned that we can deal with these types of challenges by being proactive, not reactive. This cycle, we also learned about civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, and conflict that arose in our country based on race. We studied Mumia Abu-Jamal case and were able to travel to an arts festival in Philadelphia as a way to educate communities around issues Mumia had been fighting for, like education, freedom, housing, and community control. One way of dealing with conflicts is through art and culture. In fact, we participated in an art festival at Fortune and did a stick dance about conflict for an audience. Dandi Ras is a dance from South India that represents a fight between the gods and men. We took that art form and made it our own. We also visit Albany this cycle to talk to legislators about solitary confinement. We were trying to pass the HALT Solitary Confinement Act, which would make 15 days the maximum amount of time to be in a box. I learned that one way to deal with conflict is to advocate for change through politics and advocacy. Joe Kay, an author and historian, visited our class and taught us about African Americans dealing with conflict in the 1800s by organizing themselves in their communities, and allowed us to teach him a class on conflicts we as youth deal with today. Food is one of those issues in our neighborhood. Where there is not enough healthy food available to us, we decide to solve this conflict by surveying the neighborhood and assessing their needs so we could figure out what kind of healthy food people would eat but cannot necessarily afford. I also learned that we can deal with conflicts that occur in our life by writing about them. I wrote a piece on Hurricane Katrina and I read it at the NYC Literacy Review celebration. My piece even got published in a book. At the end of the day, conflict is a part of life, the world and the universe. Some of us studied planets and learned that our solar system was not always so peaceful, and it was created out of chaos and violence. Somehow, order is always found, from the smallest particle to the largest object. Finding a way to orbit flawlessly without crashing into each other, the universe finds a way to create order between these particles and spins flawlessly around without crashing into one another. We are learning from these bodies bigger than ourselves and working towards maintaining struggles for peace and order within ourselves and between each other.